Hey guys, so the most popular question I get during any sort of anything is, should I keep this? And by that I mean you guys love to ask what the best perks are on a weapon. So today we're going to go over the best roles for both PvE and PvP for primary weapons. These are going to be the best possible bonus combinations on each weapon class along with some flex options. We'll start with auto rifles. In the first slot, crowd control and focused fire are your best bonuses. These are the only vertical bonuses possible in the first slot on auto rifles. By vertical bonuses, I mean that they actually have an effect on your damage output. Icarus enables you to deal damage while jumping, but auto rifles aren't really a shoot while jumping weapon, and considering crowd control is one of the, if not the best PvE bonuses in the game, you should probably grab that instead. All of the other bonuses are simply horizontal in power or just bad. In the middle column, aim for extended mag, but high caliber rounds and flared magwell are good bonuses as well. Auto rifles generally reload pretty quickly, but if you choose not to take outlaw, it's not the worst idea in the world. In the final column, outlaw, army of one, or counterbalance are all good options. Outlaw is one of the best PvE bonuses in the game, army of one is great for solo play, and counterbalance, as we recently learned, is actually pretty good. If your weapon has two main good bonuses, something like Outlaw and Crowd Control, but maybe a weaker center column bonus, it's up to you whether or not to re-roll. It all depends on how many weapon parts you have and how much you're willing to spend to get the best possible roll. I'd say if you end up with 2 out of 3, most of the time, it's going to be good. In PvP, the vertical PvE bonuses are not as good. What you'll be looking for is much more open due to the horizontal nature of a lot of the bonuses, at least in the first slot. Battle Runner, Icarus, and Focused Fire are going to be the best options. Anything that refills the magazine is wasted on a primary weapon, since ammo is never a problem in PvP. In the middle column, Extended Mag once again is always fantastic, as is Flared Magwell, since you're probably not getting a reload speed bonus. I don't think any of the increased X but decreased Y bonuses are worth chasing when you have flat bonuses available. In the second slot, Hidden Hand is good, Army of One is good, and Counterbalance is good. Third Eye is alright if you value the radar that much. As long as you have 2 of the 3 bonuses, you're good. Although I would suggest those 2 bonuses are in the first and second slot, as opposed to the first slot and the middle column, but even something like Extended Mag, Hidden Hand, and something random in the first slot is going to be alright, unless it's like Grave Robber or something, then you might want to consider a reroll. Next up, we have Pulse Rifles. In the first slot, everything is bad except for the reload speed bonuses, so Outlaw, Feeding Frenzy, and Spray and Play, and I listed those from what I think is best to worst. Outlaw's speed is crazy good, Feeding Frenzy is definitely in the middle, and I'm too much of a chronic reloader to enjoy Spray and Play personally, but it is reliable for non-frequent reloaders. In the middle column, high caliber rounds are always good offensively for PvE. The appended magazine or casket mag option gives you an increased magazine at the cost of reload speed or stability. I'd be inclined to take the appended magazine as you'll have a bonus to counter the loss of reload speed. In the second slot, Hidden Hand is alright, Army of One is good, especially for solo play. I'm not the biggest fan of Headseeker because I don't like bonuses that require you to hit the body for the bonus to become effective. I'd rather just go for the headshots. Secret Round doesn't actually work like the description says. It makes it so you actually get a round return to your magazine as opposed to firing a fourth one, so it can be an ammo saver, but I'm not thrilled by it. Counterbalance is alright, but most pulse rifles have good stability already, but we recently learned that Counterbalance is actually pretty good. For PvP, a reload speed bonus is good, Battle Runner is good, and Third Eye is alright as well, but you're pretty much going for a very similar set of bonuses that you would want in PvE. There aren't really any bonuses besides Third Eye that you would want for PvP that you wouldn't also want for PvE. High caliber rounds is a waste for PvP though. Next up, we have Scout Rifles. In PvE, our first slot is pretty weak, but that's good because it gives some flexibility. There aren't really any options with regards to a vertical power gain. I'd say stay away from something like Replenish, Hot Swap, and Luck in the Chamber. Full Auto is a nice bonus if you're just feeling lazy, although it is very fun to have on a high rate of fire Scout Rifle like the Deadshot Luna from Dead Orbit. I feel like Triple Tap is alright, but slightly overrated as a bonus. It might get you a couple of extra shots per magazine if you're really good with your headshots. Icarus, Battle Runner, Triple Tap, Full Auto are all decent options, but there's zero pressure to get anything super specific here. Avoid going for Triple Tap if you're going for a PvP scout. In the middle column, aim for high caliber rounds or casket mag for PvE, or a personal preference for PvP, maybe something like single point sling. In the second slot, we have a ton of great options. Hidden Hand, Army of One, Outlaw, Crowd Control, and Firefly. Nearly any one of these is going to be a good option in PvE. Hidden Hand is probably the weakest among them, but among the stronger ones for PvP, along with maybe Zen Moment. For PvP, Army of One still works, as does Hidden Hand and Third Eye, but things like Crowd Control and Firefly are much weaker. Finally, hand cannons. Our first slot is weak, and for PvE we really don't have anything that stands out from the crowd. The only thing that kinda shines is Icarus. Icarus is probably best overall on a hand cannon. Zen Moment isn't too bad, but I'd still take Icarus over it. Everything else is pretty horizontal in nature, so you have your pick. For PvP, I'm still taking Icarus personally, so I guess what I'm saying is you should get Icarus if you're one of the 7 people not using an exotic hand cannon. In the middle column, depending on the size of your magazine, extended mag is always a nice option, but any sort of reload speed boost is going to be good as well if you don't get a reload speed boost in your second slot. Otherwise, high caliber rounds is always reliable in PvE. In the second slot for PvE, we have stuff like Army of One, Grenadier, Outlaw, and Hidden Hand. Outlaw is better than Spray and Play for sure, Hipfire is worthless, Counterbalance isn't the worst, but hand cannons usually recoil vertically anyway, and luck in the chamber is not great. I'd go Army of One over Grenadier due to the one-shot potential of a hand cannon in PvE, and I probably would go Army over Hidden Hand as well. A really well-rolled PvE hand cannon might look like Icarus, a speed reload bonus, and Army of One, and that's honestly a fantastic PvP roll as well. People have been trying to make mini Hawk Moons out of the Fulcrum, which is the future War Cult hand cannon, by getting Final Round and Luck in the Chamber on it. If that's something that interests you, go for it. But Icarus, Reload Speed, and Army of One is a great overall hand cannon roll, and I'd aim for something along those lines. If you can get Icarus and Army of One at the least, I'd probably keep that. Anyway, that's what I have for you guys on the primary weapons and what I think the best reforges are that you can possibly get. We'll pick this up very soon with the special weapons and heavy weapons. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.